So I don't play DFO, but DNF Duel is really good. Between the two betas that were online for this particular weekend, I had to make a choice. KOF 15 or DNF Duel. And in the interest of interest, I opted to play the game I knew far less about. DNF Duel is a fighting game based on Dungeon Fighter Online, a free-to-play Korean MMO that's fashioned after arcade-style 2D beat-em-up games. In a rare occasion for me and fighting games based on lesser-known anime IPs, I don't really know a single thing about DFO. I played the game once several years ago and somehow the game just didn't click for me. However, the fact that I'm basically completely new to this franchise is an exciting prospect. I have to imagine that this is how a lot of people felt going into Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, so I'm looking forward to seeing DFO through the lens of ArcSys fighting. Like nearly every ArcSys game in the past 10 years, DNF Duel is gorgeous to look at, to the point where I'm running out of things to say without getting redundant. ArcSys has found their stride and they are applying it to every extension of their work. Now you might think that maybe I'd get tired of looking at it, but I really don't. More work by the best fighting game animation team on the planet will continue to look good. It's like getting another anime from Studio Trigger. You just can't get tired of animation style and talent that is at the top of the industry. A large part of DNF Duel's appeal is its characters, which is an odd thing to say because these aren't really characters in a traditional sense. The characters in DNF Duel are named after playable classes in DFO: Berserker, Striker, Ranger, etc. And despite having no names to themselves, they still have uniquely defined characteristics and personalities. You can even draw distinctions between characters with similar archetypes. Striker is the upbeat rookie seeking challenge and improvement, whereas Grappler is the master martial artist looking to push his limits. Ranger is the stylish show-off, whereas Hitman is the cold professional. Inquisitor is about zealotry and punishment, Crusader is about compassion and faith. You don't need to look much further than the deluge of Crusader-related memes that spawned not even 24 hours after his reveal trailer to know how much appeal these characters have. And while I don't play DFO, I can imagine that these characters not having names makes it easier for a DFO player to imagine any of their characters as their own. As for the gameplay, I'm having a lot of fun with DNF Duel. For those unaware, DNF Duel is being co-developed by ArcSys, Neopol, the owners of DFO, and Ating, who has been responsible for other fighting games like Marvel 3, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and Fate Unlimited Codes. That is a solid resume for batshit crazy fighting games. In terms of pace, I think it hits somewhere between the controlled medium of Grand Blue Versus and the wild aggression of Guilty Gear Strive. The movement in DNF Duel isn't particularly radical. There are no air dashes, no double jumps except for Kunoichi, and the most you get is this dodge roll. Admittedly, it is a little weird that there is no air blocking in a game with hitboxes this crazy, but it very quickly taught me to mind my movements and to approach more tactfully. Where the game really cuts loose is in its offensive options. DNF Duel has a unique control scheme. 2 buttons for light and heavy normals, 1 button for skills, and 1 button for MP skills. Both skills utilizing 1-button specials with directions. Most characters can cancel freely from normals into skills, although the restrictions are different for each character based on their playstyle. Fast-paced combo characters like Striker can cancel pretty much anything into anything, whereas heavy hitters like Vanguard or Crusader can't cancel their normals into each other. The game gets crazier once you dig into MP skills. By spending a bit of your MP, you can cancel pretty much anything into a powerful MP skill, most of which can be chain cancelled into each other by spending more MP. Certain characters have special properties, like Ranger, who can burn MP to pump out more shots from his skills. While I didn't get to play the original DFO for much longer than a single afternoon, I did get far enough to understand how skills work, and the mechanic of burning MP to chain skill after skill is very much reminiscent of the gameplay of DFO. Just figuring out what skills chain together is a lot of fun and creates moments of non-stop aggression as an attacker leverages out the resources to keep the offense going. Within minutes, I went from effectively button mashing to chaining together huge combos, and I haven't even dared to try out the conversion mechanic, so it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of what this game has to offer. After playing this beta, I think I'm more excited for DNF Duel than I've ever been. As a casual player, I'm very excited to have a game that's easy to get into, but still offers a degree of depth and freedom to really hone your playstyle and bring out the best in your character. I don't think I'll ever get into DFO, but I think I'll take DNF Duel as a happy medium. That's all for today. Don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment with your thoughts on DNF Duel. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content from Sugar Punch. We have a Patreon where subscribers can get early access to future videos and vote on future polls, so be sure to check it out if you'd like to support the channel. I'm ABI, and I'll see you later.